right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome inside the Fan Cave. Bob Pompeani here. Call us at 412-575-2600. If you do, you'll be treated to talk with Chris Mueller up at the PM team, 93.7 The Fan. And you can hit us up on Twitter if you'd like as well. It's at KDPomp, at Chris Mueller PGH. And today we found out something that we knew was coming, and that is Paul Skeens is your National League Cy Young Award winner. And what a year he had, 197 ERA throughout the record. That doesn't really matter because of where he was and the lack of support he got, but everything else was in his favor, and it was unanimous, which I thought it would be. Pretty amazing accomplishment. He's only 23. He's got a Rookie of the Year and a Cy Young, and now you wonder how many more, as Tarek Skubal got his second in a row over in the American League, Chris.
I still think Skeens should have gotten it last year, too. I think he was the best pitcher in the National League last year, despite not pitching. He's phenomenal. He is, I think, on track, talent-wise, to be the best pitcher ever. He's got, I saw somebody say Maddox-level approach and control with Verlander-level stuff. That sounds about right, and that is a lethal combination. And, Bob, I'm contractually obligated to say this. It makes it more of a shame that not only did they not win with him in either of his first 2 years, but they got worse in year 2 of Paul Skeens. Bad. Yeah,
because they didn't even try, really. They didn't do anything in the offseason that made you think they were going to get better. When you bring in Adam Frazier as one of your free agent guys, when you bring in Tommy Pham, although he did get better as the year went on, but the point is you're not spending a lot of money on premium free agents. And they have to do that. They have to, Connor Griffin needs to be up here, in my opinion, at the start of the season. They got to do whatever they can next year to make something happen so they can get into a playoff position before this is all over. You want to see them in high leverage games. And that brings us to our KDKA.com/connect poll of the night. Is Paul Skeens the greatest Pirate pitcher of all time? Now that's, there's a lot to be played out here, so I'll say that, Chris. But this is the first time you've ever seen a start like this. In fact, I think he and Doc Gooden are the only two who've ever done it. Brett Saberhagen was young when he won a Cy Young, I know that. But, you weren't even born. When were you born? What year?
1985, Bob.
Okay,
I will be, what is today? Hold on. I will be 41 years old in exactly 4 months' time.
Congratulations on all your success for that age. What I'm saying is back then, Doc Giffen was the man. He was sort of like when Fernando Valenzuela. What did I say?
Doc Giffen? Who's Doc Giffen?
Oh, he's Arnold Palmer's right-hand man. I was talking to him earlier tonight. You see how your mind plays tricks on you when you're talking to someone with the same. Anyway, yeah, Doc.
Wait a minute. I knew that name. I knew that name rang a bell.
Yeah.
When you said Doc Giffen, I was like, I don't think Pomp's making up a random person.
No.
That name sounds very familiar.
No, right. He's been, he was Arnold Palmer's right-hand man. I think he's 96 now, still doing well. I'm not sure exactly his age. But, man, what a great asset to Arnold Palmer as we delve into that. But that's why that came up. But Doc Gooden and Paul Skeens, the only two to win Rookie of the Year, and then Cy Young. So where can it go from here? It's almost like Ohtani, knowing that every year is going to be an MVP guy. You expect it now.
I think Paul Skeens will be the best pitcher in baseball, barring injury, which you always have to qualify any statement about a young pitcher with. But I think for the next decade, there's no reason why he can't be the literal best pitcher in baseball for 10 straight years. And you'll say, well, there's going to be people who come up who throw it just as hard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He commands the ball so well. His feel for pitching is so good. His stuff is so good. He has been a pitcher for such a relatively short period of time where there shouldn't be a ton of wear and tear on the arm, among other things. The sky really is the limit. I think we're watching a guy who's going to be so good for so long that I fully expect Pirates fans to give him what I would call the Marc-Andre Fleury treatment, even though I doubt he'll ever win a title here, and buy his jersey with whatever team he goes to next.
That could very well be true, absolutely, but hopefully he'll get a chance at some high-leverage games in the next couple of years, and it's incumbent upon the Pirates to do that. When we come back, we'll talk about a guy who won't win Rookie of the Year for the Steelers, but he is a rookie, and he's back on the 53-man roster. We'll get into that. We'll take your phone calls at 412-575-2600. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call right here on KDKA Plus and 93.7 The Fan. All right, this is our Xfinity tweet of the night from Major League Baseball. Skeens become just the 8th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to win both the Rookie of the Year and the Cy Young Awards, joining Don Newcomb, you see the list, very impressive. I mentioned Valenzuela and Gooden before, Verlander, DeGrom on that. That is a pretty impressive list, and it should only get more in terms of accolades in his future. He's that good, and hopefully he'll get the support that he needs from the Pirates. Another guy who is back, and he's a rookie, but he's not going to get an opportunity to even compete this year, is Will Howard. He's now back on the 53-man roster for the Steelers, which means he can take part in a lot of things, and I think the coaching staff can gain a little bit more understanding of where he is and what he needs to work on. But aside from that, a lot of people, I saw that the reaction was, well, he's going to get in. There won't be an opportunity. I don't see how there would be an opportunity unless we're talking about injuries here, Chris. But what do you expect from him the rest of the year to show the coaching staff at practice, at least?
I mean, I expect very little. I just think he'll be like a competent third quarterback. He'll get very few of the reps, I suspect. He's got to do the old Tom Brady bit where I think Brady started fourth on New England's depth chart behind, like, I want to say Michael Bishop was the third man on that depth chart from Kansas State way back when. Yeah, I think that's like a pony level pull of psychotic behavior by me. But like, I think Brady's story was basically that he took the very few reps he got, he just took them as seriously as if the Super Bowl was on the line and tried to make them perfect. That's how you get on their radar. But I don't know about you, Bob. Pony wanted to start the show today talking about this, so we had it out, and it was a good debate. I think I, of course, got the better of him. But I'm still sort of fascinated, I guess is the word I would use, or I'm maybe incredulous at the sheer number of people who are convinced that, like, Will Howard might well be the Steelers' future at quarterback, that they have more confidence in him than any of the guys who are projected to be first-rounders this year. That's lunacy to me. He did some things at Ohio State, like win a national championship, put up huge stats. He's 6'4", 235. If he does all that while having that physical size for the position, and scouts thought he was even close to like a first-round pick, or teams did, he would have gone in the first. He was the 185th player chosen, and there's usually only one or two Tom Bradys in the history of a sport who go to the 6th round and get completely misevaluated. I'm just kind of mystified, kind of incredulous that people believe this guy is going to blossom into something more. I think if he ends up the Steelers' long-term steady backup, then he will have been a useful pick. But like this idea that he's going to blossom and show them something next year, I find almost farcical. I
don't know if he'll blossom in one short year, but I do think there's potential to extract out of him based on what we saw during that championship run from Ohio State. Those were high leverage wins against some pretty good teams, and he made key plays at key times. I don't think there's enough there beyond that playoff run. That's the thing that we saw leading up to it. They did have a big loss to Michigan. They had people doubting whether or not that team was even going to get into that situation. Give him credit for taking advantage of it, although he had a huge amount of talent around him, and that's always nice to have.
Bob, humor me on something, though, for a second. Humor me on this, okay? Just quick thought exercise. We all laugh at the Cleveland Browns for good reason, and Kevin Stefanski has a pretty good offensive reputation, but they're obviously a mess at quarterback. If the Browns had taken Will Howard in the 6th round, and you heard Browns fans saying things like, oh, he could be the guy, we would all laugh like hyenas that they were pinning their hopes seriously on that. And the reason I bring that back around to the Steelers is it's not like the Steelers have some sort of ace-level track record of developing quarterbacks, first-rounders or otherwise. This coaching staff currently, under Mike Tomlin, they have not shown that they can develop a young quarterback into someone usable, let alone good, at the position. So the idea that a 6th-round pick would suddenly become that guy just does not pass muster for me, that idea.
Yeah, that's a good point. No doubt about it. They haven't shown that. But I also, I'm one of these guys who looks at players who just need opportunities. And every now and then you see one who gets it and runs with it. A Brock Purdy type of situation where nobody wanted him. All of a sudden he gets a chance. And boy, did he make the best of that chance. Now, is that sustainable with him? Who knows? He's been injured a lot. He hasn't even played. But, yeah, I want to see what that kid can do. At least see into next year when the preseason starts, which is something we didn't get to see this year. And if he does well, maybe take a step forward. I'm not projecting him to be the starter because they still will draft another quarterback, but he could be interesting to watch. Back to the lines we go, beginning with Chuck in Uniontown here. And, Chris, you know Chuck. He's got to be talking Pirates about Paul Skeens, I would imagine. Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, thanks. Good evening, fellas, and early happy birthday, Mo.
Thank you, Chuck.
Coming up. Okay, first of all, congratulations to Paul Skeens. I happened to meet him on the day I was at the ballpark, and tell you, he's as nice a gentleman as he is a great pitcher. But it's.
Well, he is, and I'm glad you had a chance to do that, Chuck. That was a day meant for you, and all those guys respect how much of a fan you are, and they were there to greet you and talk to you, and I thought that was awesome, and he would lead the way.
But I know Chuck, and Chuck's frustrated because he's probably like me and most other Pirates fans. I am willing to bet, kind of despondent about the idea that he's watching this pitcher, and that he's going to get to enjoy 30-plus starts, you'd hope, a season for the next couple of years at the bare minimum, but that feels like right now, and for good reason, all there is. It's the old, is this all there is? Yeah. For a Pirates fan with Paul Skeens, yeah, this is all there is.
Chuck, you're there. Do you agree? Because I certainly do.
Well, it looks like it, but miracles can happen. Don't forget, there are the 2015 Kansas City Royals. Let me get to my point. I'm going to say this. Good karma rewards the ambitious. You know, everybody, there wasn't a person in this town who did not like October the 1st, 2013. I don't think there's any law that says that can't happen again. But, I mean, as I said, good karma rewards the ambitious. You have to go out and do it.
Yeah. All right, Chuck. Thank you. I agree. I think I'm
Does
hoping.
the owner
I want
feel
to
that
see
way,
it again.
though?
No, that's the problem. I mean,
does
he
the
has
owner
to
feel
show
that
it.
way?
I see these stories out there now that he's telling agents that, or somebody's telling agents that they're ready to spend. Well, exactly what does that mean? This marketplace is going to be filled with players who are going to command a whole bunch of money. How much are they willing to spend? I would rather hear that from him directly. Say, this is what we're doing this year. Be transparent with you. I'm going to up the payroll from where we were in the 80s. It's going to go to 120 million. You like that? Okay. Well, we're going to do it, and then do it and see where it takes you. But we'll see.
I'll believe it when I see it. I think it's more likely that you get a negligible increase, if one at all, in payroll, and you end up trading a guy like Mitch Keller and trying to get a comparable sort of bat in return, and so subtracting something to try and add something else. And
if they get the proper guy,
some people
that's
might
fine.
say it's fine. It would be fine if it was in the context of a broader strategy that also included signing meaningful, usable free agents.
Yeah.
And all of us, me, you, Chuck, everyone in 50-mile radius will believe that's going to happen when we see it and not 1 second earlier.
Kenny is in Indiana, Pennsylvania. He's now on the sports call. Go ahead, Kenny.
Hello. Hey, Bob. I love everything you do. Hey, I just have an idea. It's nothing to do with what you're talking about, but I don't know how to advance it. Maybe you can. Just a great show that I think would be the NFL could put on, or maybe locals could do. If you recorded the offensive coordinator's comments prior to a play, and also the defensive coordinator prior to the play, and then we get to see the play. So in a half an hour, maybe you pick 5 or 6 plays, and you show us. Too many times we give credit to the players for a play when, in fact, the offensive or the defensive coordinator might have made the play work.
Well, it would be. Hey, listen, I'd like access too. I want to hear a lot about what goes on. Oftentimes, we don't even get that. We don't even get bare minimum when it comes to access. NFL Films does. I guarantee you, they have mics on everybody. Chris, they probably know a lot of what he's talking about.
These guys are so. I love that idea. The closest you'll get is like NFL matchup still, which is what? What iteration are we on now? It's like Greg Cosell, I think, who's very good.
He is good.
Do an NFL matchup. He's really good, but these teams, these coaches are so unbelievably paranoid that even if they're changing some of their calls semi-regularly, the idea that they would do that during a season and give you that sort of access, there's a better chance, Bob, that you would be invited into Fort Knox and told to walk out with a gold bar of your choosing than Arthur Smith or de facto defensive coordinator Mike Tomlin, who would be like, hey, Bob, come here. I'm gonna give you 6 calls I made, and I'm going to walk you through each play, and we're going to put a graphics package together. It's going to be great.
I'll tell you, the closest thing we ever had to that, Dave Wanstad invited us in a few times to show us exactly that, and he was really transparent about it. I really appreciated that because you don't often see that kind of stuff. We did a couple of features with him on that, and that was very refreshing, but you're right. It's very difficult to get. We're going to take a break here, come back with Jack and Jim. They're on the lines. We'll get to them next right here on KDKA Plus and 93.7 The Fan. Bob Pompeani, Chris Mueller back with you at 412-575-2600. That's where we find Jack in Mount Washington. Hello, Jack.
Hey guys, first time, long time. I just wanted to ask you, do you think there's actually a realistic chance that the Pirates will spend on offensive tools to supplement small
To what degree?
teams this next season?
To what degree? When you say they'll bring in a couple of people and add them all up to $30 million, but you're talking about like legitimate bats, $20 million a year bats or something like that. I think that's what he refers to, Chris. What are the chances of that?
Yeah, the answer, no, I think almost slim and none, and Slim left town.
I would, again, we have to see it before you can believe it. It falls in that category. They have to show it. And so far, they haven't been willing to do that. Let's go out to Greg in Grove City real quick. Hey, Greg.
Gentlemen, thanks for taking my call. Just touching on the Steelers here real quick. I think the defense is severely, severely old. You got Slay, who just got hurt. You got Clark, who they just got off the street this past training camp. Didn't even make it through Latrobe. I mean, what are they going to do about the defense going forward here, being so old?
Well, they're old, and technically they brought in a 26-year-old in Asante Samuel Jr., but he's also coming off surgery. But yeah, I mean, now they have Ramsey playing corner. I still think he's more effective or safety. I think he's more effective at corner, but they're kind of trapped there. They got to hope that they get James Pierre, I suppose, playing this week. He's been playing okay, but I think he's one of those guys, Chris. The longer you see him, the more flaws you may see.
I think what they're going to end up doing is just continuing to try to throw resources at it instead of acknowledging that it's a fundamentally broken thing. And they'll probably spend $40 million more on that side of the ball next year for a bunch more guys who have nice baseball cards but are probably past their best days. Can you feel the cynicism dripping out of my voice? I have no reason to believe they'll even hold Joe Flacco under 30 points again this week.
So I'll go over on the 49 is the over and under. You think they'll win?
No. I have a bad feeling this is going to.
Oh, my.
No, I got a bad feeling here.
That'll
bad
make this
feeling,
show
Bob.
very interesting. Thanks for calling. All right, Chris, we'll see you again tomorrow night. Good night, everyone. We'll talk to you then.